My grandfather used to work for your grandfather.
How nice.
Of course, the rates have gone up.
Of course. I'm sure we'll get along splendidly. Oh, sorry. I don't mean to embarrass you, but I'm a rather brilliant surgeon. Perhaps I could help you with that hump.
What hump?
Hi, I'm Dane Slater, the Mayor of Troy, and welcome to another episode of the Dane and Dave Show. As usual, I'm standing here waiting for Dave. But before Dave gets here, I want you to know that this next episode is one of the best and one of the ones that I've been looking forward to, because we're going to talk about one of the jewels and one of the biggest assets to the city of Troy, and that's our public library. We'll be talking with Kathy Russ, the director of the library, along with other people that are here at the library. Shh! I'm going to have to give Dave a call because, as usual, he's late, so let me give him a call and see if I can get him here. Hey, Dave? Yeah, Dane. Are you coming to the library tonight? I thought we were going to... Shh! I thought you were going to meet me at the library today. Are you on the way? You'll be here in 5 minutes, as usual. All right, I'll see you in 5. Okay, Dave said he'll be here in 5 minutes. That's the usual for him, so I'll wait here and see if he shows up.
Shh! Knock it off, you guys. I'm not going to tell you again. Nice bun.
Well, we're here inside the library, and it's quiet now.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that to our attention. But we're with Kathy Russ, the director of the library, here to talk to her and find out everything there is to know about the Troy Public Library and what it has to offer and why it's such a great asset to the city of Troy. So welcome to the show, Kathy.
Thank you, Mayor. It's so great to be here. It's great to have you here.
Thank you. And
Mrs. Doubtfire, is that what you're going to say?
I was thinking more like the Psycho movie myself, but you look good in that. You really do. I think you missed your calling.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take this wig off, though, and get a little more comfortable and finish up the interview.
That's a wig?
Well, I think we need to explain why you two are dressed like you are. Because typically Kathy doesn't have her hair up like that. She doesn't wear glasses like that. Dave, maybe you could explain why you have that wig on.
Well, you know what? I made a joke early on in my political career, and it has come back to haunt me a little bit. So I figured we'd just make a little sport of it. Kathy's been a great sport about this. Again, trying to knock off some stereotypes at the library and show you what we really do here.
We're all about busting stereotypes and giving good hairstyling tips.
Okay, Dave and I are sitting down inside the library. We've had an opportunity to look at some of the great things that there is to offer here, but we thought it would be best to sit down and talk with Kathy Russ and have her give us an overview of the library and what there is out there to offer to our residents that make this the best library in Michigan as far as I'm concerned. And you do a great job, Kathy, just to let you know that we all think you're the best. So maybe we could start, if we could, talking about the new technology that's out there today and what the library has to offer, because I think that's what the new generation wants to see. And there is a misnomer out there, I think, that a lot of people think that there's not a need for the hard books anymore because of the technologies out there. But maybe you could talk about the new technology and why it's also important to have books and resources inside the library.
Sure. Well, first of all, I want to thank you both for coming. This is so great to have you here at the library, and you're just giving us a lot of excitement tonight, so thank you. One of the things that I love the most about the Troy Public Library is I do think it has something for everybody. Mayor, as you mentioned, so many people want to see technology, and everybody loves technology. So I brought along some devices. I brought along 2 iPads and a Kindle to show you how the library is meeting technology needs for its users. We have a lot of services that we make available to our patrons via the library's website, so you don't even have to come to the library in order to access books, magazines, and music. You can use your iPad to download music. We have a free downloadable music service. You can read a magazine. And people are really enjoying that service, because why would you pay hundreds or thousands of dollars for magazine subscriptions when you can just download magazines from your library and have those delivered right to your device? We have downloadable books, of course, because people still do like to read, and they like to read on their Nook or their Kindle or their iPad, but a lot of people also like to read a hardcover book. I think print is never going to go out of style. It might be reduced in terms of how many books we have, but I think a lot of people still really like to read a hardcover book or a paperback book, and we want to provide something for everybody. We have large print books, so people who maybe aren't as familiar or comfortable with the technology, who don't want to use that, they can still pick up a book and read, but not have to squint at that little type. And I'm starting to be in some of their numbers so I can understand. So that's just a brief overview, but I can go into a lot more detail if you want me to.
Well, we noticed that you have 3 devices here on the table, and maybe if you could just hold up this one and tell us about it and what it has to offer.
Sure. This is an iPad, and on this we've downloaded we've brought up on the screen our Freegal music service. So this is where you would go from the library's website to download music right to your iPod or your MP3 player. These downloads are free, and you get to keep the songs forever. So that's part of our music service that we offer. This iPad has the cover of a magazine. It is Inc. magazine, and it's an example of how you can download a magazine from the library's website. It's a service called Zinio, and you can download it right to your iPad or to your Nook or to your Kindle. And there's over 100 magazines to choose from. Really all of the popular titles: Sports Illustrated, People, Time, anything you want to read as far as current events. And again, you never have to leave the comfort of your own home. You just go right to our website and download this magazine. This is a Kindle. I think most of us are pretty familiar with Kindles now. We've seen all the commercials, but this is an example of how you can download a book from the library's website. We have a service called Overdrive, and we're adding a service in the fall called the Cloud Library. And it's a really easy interface, so you can search the library's catalog, see what we have. If there's a book that you want to read, you can just download it right to your Kindle, your Nook, or your iPad.
And Kathy, these are all free for library card holders, correct?
Yes, these are free for Troy residents, because Troy residents have paid for these services for your tax dollars. So yes, you've already paid for it, so we want to give it back to you.
Very good. You know, as Dane and I travel around doing the show, we're impressed by all the volunteerism that goes on in the city. I mean, we kind of all know that, but the magnitude of the force of volunteers so maybe you could talk a little bit about the Friends of the Troy Public Library and volunteerism as it occurs here at the library.
Sure. If it's okay, I'll start with our volunteers, the library volunteers first. We are so lucky. We have about 100 volunteers. They are fabulous. I don't know where we would be without them. They help us to put sort the carts of materials that have been returned to the library, put them back on the shelf. It's a huge job, and they help us, and because they do that, we can do things like help people with their devices and show them how to download materials, or answer questions about your next trip, or hairstyle tips that you saw on a TV show and you wanted to find more about, or read stories to children, or do all those types of services. So our volunteers are fabulous. If anybody is interested, or if you're interested in volunteering at the library, we have an application on our website. You can just fill it out and return it, and we will give you a call really soon. As far as the Friends, we have the best friends. They're terrific. They do a lot of fundraising, and with the money that they raise in their bookshop, which is open every weekend, and the Friends shop, which is in the lobby, they sell cards, they sell school supplies, they sell books, DVDs, that sort of thing. They raise a lot of money, and they fund all of the programs that take place at the library. So if you enjoyed your story time, that was paid for by the Friends. If you enjoyed a program about how to fund your college education, that speaker fee was paid for by the Friends. The teens had a murder mystery party last Friday night, and they dressed up as characters in a murder mystery, and then the middle school kids came in and had to solve the mystery. That was paid for by the Friends. So they do so much to support the library, and we just appreciate so much all of their efforts.
How many friends are there, Kathy, at this point? I know there's a lot of friends.
There's probably about 120 members of the Friends, and then within that number, probably about 40 to 45 active members in terms of, when I say active, I mean that staff the bookshop, staff the Friends shop, and do other tasks for the Friends to keep their operations going.
Right. Now, what if you're in a hurry and you want to get to the library and get something, and we have a new generation here that wants to be quick. They want to get their food quick, they want to do things quick. What if you're in a hurry and you want to get in and out of here quickly? What would you do?
I'm glad you asked, because it is all about convenience. We have several self-checkout machines. We have 5, and it works just like at the grocery store. You can run in, you can grab your book, you can grab your DVD, you can grab your CD, your magazine, whatever it is you need, and you can go right to the self-checkout machine, use your library card, scan that, scan your item, and out the door you go. 5 minutes or less.
And we all know that there's a significant amount of money it takes every year to run a library. So we know about the budget and the millage and all, but there's a lot of fundraising that goes on behind the scenes. And maybe if you can just hit on some of those types of things. What are the needs of the library? Where do you go to search for funding and that sort of thing?
That's a great question. I'm glad you asked. Well, we fundraise in many different ways. As I mentioned, the Friends help us out a lot, providing funds for our programs and some of the needs that our budget doesn't meet. We do receive a lot of donations from people in the community who want to purchase items in memory of a loved one or commemorating a special occasion. We've had people who have donated money to commemorate their first library card, to commemorate a wedding, to commemorate an anniversary. So that helps, and we purchase materials for the collection using those funds. We've also been working with local businesses, and I'm really excited about this. For example, the Meritor Company took up a collection amongst some of the people in one of the departments, and they donated several $1,000s to enhance the library's special needs collection. So if there's a special project or a special cause that business people have, sometimes they will approach me and ask if they can donate money towards that cause, or can the library do something to promote that cause, and we love to do things like that. We do work with businesses to have special fundraisers. We've had like Noodles Night at Noodles and Company, where a portion of the proceeds is donated back to the library. We're working on more partnerships like that. The one that I particularly enjoy is September is Library Card Month. So in September, throughout the month of September, if you show your card at local businesses, you'll get a discount on, a drink or your meal, or movie tickets, or tires, or it depends on the businesses that partner with us. Oakland Hills Veterinary Association donated a portion of their proceeds back to the library, and a lot of the businesses do that too. So that's just a brief overview, but we're always working on ways to help raise some money to do more here.
Your partnership with Granite City, you're doing something with Granite City now with books,
yes.
right?
Yes, that is one. Since you asked about the young people and trying to break those stereotypes and just really take the library out into the community. The library is a fabulous place, and I do hope everybody in Troy will visit it at some point. But I also think that in the new library, we have to go to you, because sometimes you're too busy to come in. So the devices are one way. You never have to leave your house. You can download some of the services. But Granite City is a place where people can go, they can have a drink, they can have a beer. Granite City is going to offer people discounts on appetizers and drinks when they attend the Books and Brews book discussion group. And that starts in June. The first title that they're going to be discussing is Orange is the New Black, which you may have heard is a very popular show on cable, but it's based on a book. So if you're interested, if you've read the book and you want to come talk about it and have a beverage, that's great. If you haven't read the book, but you want to see what it's all about, come on down. So we're really excited, and we want to do more like that and take the library out into the community in a fun way. You know, it's always a little bit more fun when maybe you have a little libation in your hand.
For sure, yeah. We can attest to that.
We can attest, yeah. I don't think I've ever read a book at Granite City, though.
I've been there quite often with you, and I don't think I've ever seen you read a book, no. But you know what? I think we're going to go. Dave and I are going to go and have one of our favorite brews, but we're going to go.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay?
Yeah. I'd love to see you there. The next book, if you for some reason you can't make it, the next book is Fight Club. And remember,
nobody talks about
the first rule of Fight Club.
Okay. You know, as we all know, the library is supported through a millage, and the millage, when it was originated, eliminated the hours of operation on Friday. So maybe if you could just talk about when the library is open, the hours of operation, and while you're doing that, also talk about how many people come to the library and use the library on a daily basis. And I think a lot of people would be surprised at how many people come to the library and how many books are checked out and how many resources are used here at the library.
Sure. So, okay, get ready for some numbers. The library is open 6 days a week, and Monday through Thursday, the hours are 10 in the morning until 9 o'clock at night. On Saturday, the library is open from 10 o'clock in the morning till 5 in the afternoon, and on Sundays from 1 until 5. We have people lined up outside the doors on Saturday and Sunday from about 9:30 onward. A lot of those people want to get downstairs to the bookshop, which is open every weekend. A lot of people want to get a good table to study. We have a lot of people come and study, and a lot of people just really can't wait to come in. There's about an average of 2,500 people who come through the door a day. Back when the library was open 7 days, our high point in terms of circulation, which is basically items checked out, was over 1.5 million items. And when I say items, I mean books, but I also mean DVDs, I mean CDs, I mean magazines, books on CD, basically anything that the library would check out to you. Now that the library is open 6 days, our circulation last year was 1.3 million. So obviously a little decrease because we're not open on the Friday anymore. But if we were open on Friday, I think that our numbers would probably be at 1.6 or 1.7 million. So what that means to me is people are using their library and using it pretty heavily, which is great. That's what we want.
Yeah.
So, I want to mention too that the majority of the people who use the Troy Library are Troy residents. Our circulation numbers indicate that about 89% of the items checked out of the library are checked out to Troy residents.
Very good. I know that there's a lot of programming that goes on at the library. In fact, I think we're going to go down and have a book read to us here in a little bit. So maybe you can just tell us on a weekly basis what sort of programming is available from the young kids all the way up to adults,
Sure.
If you can expand on that.
Well, that's one of the most exciting aspects of the library, I think. And one, in terms of non-traditional services, when people think of the library, they do think about books. And we do have books, and I love books, and they're great. But, we have all the audiovisual materials, but programs is another way to deliver information to people, and perhaps in a little bit of a different format. So, as you mentioned, Dave and Dane, you're going to go and have a story read to you. So that's an example of some storytime program for the young kids. We have story times from babies all the way through, we have a pajama family story time. So you can come with your children, your grandchildren, and be comfortable, dress in pajamas, and just come and relax before you go to bed. We have programs for teens. I mentioned the murder mystery party that we did for the middle school kids and the high school kids. There's a teen club that meets here on a regular basis. They do a lot of activities. They also do crafts. There's going to be, they've like made volcanoes. They have all kinds of different crazy steampunk jewelry sort of things, teen decorate your room. And for adults, we have book groups that meet here without the beverages, unfortunately. But we have really tried to kind of keep our fingers on the pulse of popular culture. What do people really want? And so anything from college financial aid, you know, how to get more money for your child's education, through Social Security and Medicaid, how to maybe manage those forms as best as to your advantage. We have programs about, we had a Jane Austen tea for people who like Jane Austen. We are having an indoor bonfire on May 16th. We have just pretty much anything you can think of. A paranormal series, in case you're interested in UFOs. We have teen do-it-yourself to help teens kind of learn to be a little bit more self-sufficient. So that's, I hope, an array, but maybe when we go down the hall we can pan across our posters to give you a better idea.
The main thing is the library has so much to offer to everyone. We are such a diverse city, and the library takes that into account with the diversity that's available here at the library. So, you know, it's just a great asset that we have in the city. The staff and you should be commended for all the hard work that you put in, and we thank you so much for doing that. So why don't we go take a little tour. We're going to look at some of the things that you have to offer here, do some readings. Maybe I'll get a library card. I haven't had one for a little while.
I would love to give you a library card.
So why don't we go do some fun stuff? It's a great fun place to be. So let's go do some stuff.
Thank you.
Okay.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your
likes you.
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
You sure you don't want some? It's chamomile. Listen, you are extremely terrifying. Just the scariest undead subhuman thing on TV, and I really mean that. But I am worried that you could give my kids nightmares if they see you, so I'm gonna have to block you. So that's it. Oh, and tell the zombies they're blocked too.
You have your listening ears on. Hi, welcome.
Dinosaurs walked the earth a long, long time ago. They ruled the earth for about 180 million years.
Mia, your book is upside down.
Thank you. I wondered why it was so hard to read. Okay, this is where you return books after hours. City Manager Kishnick, this is where you return books. You just stick them in here, and it goes down inside, and they collect the books after hours. Tim, who's going to help me get a library card. I've never had a card, believe it or not. I've lived in the city for almost all of my adult life, and my kids have had cards, but I've never had one, so I think I should get one. Do you need to see my driver's license?
Yes, please.
Now, what do you do for the city, Tim?
Circulation aid.
Okay. So do you volunteer?
No, paid.
You're paid? Wow. Part-time or?
Part-time.
Okay. Well, thanks for doing that. Could you hold this mic for a second?
Sure.
See if I can get this out of here for you. Okay.
All right, thank you. So, looks like...
You check and see if there's any warrants for my arrest while you're doing that?
Yeah, we got police connection here, so we're well set.
Okay.
All right, looks like you're all set.
Okay.
Here's your new card for you, sir.
My new card. Okay.
And your license back.
All right. Now, I have some books that I was going to take out. Is this okay?
Yeah.
Is this?
Yeah, we got these all set.
Is that all set? Have you already checked those out
Yeah,
for me?
we've already set. Yeah, we knew you were coming, so we had them all set for you.
All right. Okay. Let me see if I can get those out of here.
Okay. Oh, there's a few more for you, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we loaded you up here.
I'll get those, Dane.
Well, Dave, what a great episode. It seems like every time I come into the library, there's so much energy in here, and I feel so much more alive, because everything in here is something that the citizens should come in and use, because I think a lot of them really don't know what there is to offer in here, and hopefully we've given them a view of some of the things, some of the new technology, and it was a great show. I'm glad we did it, and special thanks to Kathy for sure.
Yeah, I agree. We've been talking about doing this episode since we started the show, and I'm glad we were able to finally get in here and take time. And you talk about energy. Certainly, Kathy Russ brings that to the program. So we appreciate all that she does here, and just been a good experience. So, yeah, I agree. Hey, thanks for tuning in.